do some leg stretches with the band. So you'll need your mat and a head cushion if you use it, and also a remedial band. Now, they're called leg stretches, and they do indeed stretch the legs, but the legs have a direct link to the lower back. So you're also getting a lot of benefit to the lower back if you stretch out your hamstrings and your inner thighs. So there are 5 in total, so let's come onto your mat and let's do them together. So get yourself into good posture before you start, with your feet and knees hip width apart, pelvis in neutral, relax the shoulders. And then take your band and let's start with the left foot. So wrap the band around your foot. Now if you have it up towards the ball of the foot and just under the base of the toes, you get a bit more of a stretch. Hold one end in each hand so you've got equal and opposite tension either side of the foot, and relax your elbows onto the mat. So it's quite a strong band, so I've got a reasonable amount of tension here. So this first one is stretching the hamstring, which is the leg behind the thigh, and you should feel it right down into the sit bone. So using the band for support, just encourage that leg above the hip as much as you can. Now your foot is flexed, so the heel is reaching towards the ceiling and the toes are coming down towards your body. With all of these stretches, you want to watch your wrist alignment. So ideally you want a straight line with the back of your hand on the same line to the back of your forearm, so you're not bending at the wrist and causing any tension. So relax the shoulders, and we want to hold each of these stretches for around half a minute. So just relax and enjoy them. Always take a stretch to a level that's comfortable, not to a level that's making you tense. And keep as straight behind the knee as you can, because the hamstrings attach below the knee, so you want to stretch behind the knee. So there are 5 in total, so this is the first one. And then the second one, just working from the outside of the ankle, not from the top of the thigh, just turn the sole of the foot in. And I'm getting a nice stretch on the outside of the ankle now, and also the outside of my shin, outside of my lower leg. Now everyone has different areas of tension, so if you don't feel any tension or any stretch particularly in this stretch, then you can go back to the first one if you're feeling more of a stretch there. So just always listen to what your body needs. So this is stretch number 2. And then stretch number 3, we take both ends of the band in the same hand of the leg we're stretching, so in this case the left. I'm going to have my fingers on top and my thumb underneath, which helps keep my wrist aligned. I'm going to point my left foot and take the left leg out to the side away from me, and pointing and also turning the leg out slightly from the top of the thigh. I'm going to relax my right knee out as well, and I get a nice stretch on the inside of both my inner thighs, but especially on the left. Again, watching your wrist alignment so you're not cocking at the wrist like that and putting any tension at that wrist. And if you want to take the stretch a bit further, you can encourage this foot up towards this shoulder. So again, keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping this elbow on the floor so you don't cause any tension in your shoulders while you're releasing your legs. I'm going to turn my leg out slightly more there. So this is getting a nice inner thigh stretch. And just check that you're not subtly holding on to any tension. Really relax, visualize that tension and visualize it releasing, and use your breath, breathe into that stretch. It's amazing what breath can do, can really make a difference. So this is stretch number 3. So to come out of this stretch, just bend your knees slightly, pull in your core so you don't arch your back as you bring the leg back above the hip. And once it's back above the hip, you can straighten it again. And I've brought my right knee back up in line with my right hip. And now I flex my foot again, and I'm going to take both ends of the band in the opposite hand to the leg that I'm stretching, in this case my right. And I'm going to take the leg across the body, but keep this hip down to a certain extent to begin with, and then I get a really strong stretch, slightly more on the outside of the hamstring, and again I'm reaching my heel to the ceiling and my toes down towards my chest, and I'm keeping my shoulders relaxed, and my left shoulder is going to stay on the mat, and I just encourage that across a little bit more, so I'm really isolating the leg. So I'm going to relax into this for a little bit, Again, this is a stretch. It's very easy to take to a level where you find you're holding your breath. And I'm watching my wrist alignment on the right side. You can't really see from there, but the back of my hand is on a line with the back of my forearm. And now to take this stretch further, if I want to, if it's as tight enough as it is, then just stay where it is. You can start bringing this hip off now, but as long as this shoulder stays on the mat, I'm going to relax my right knee out of the way. So just come over to what level you can cope with. So if that's strong enough, stay there. And if you want to take it further the whole way, then I'm going to bring my leg, so it's pretty much parallel to the floor, but my left shoulder hasn't come off, but my left hip has come off, keeping my shoulders relaxed, keeping my wrist alignment on the right hand. And I've got a really good stretch here, so let's just relax into this for a few breaths. You can close your eyes and relax into it. But if it's too strong, you can come out of it. If you come out of it, bend your knee into your chest and then come back a little way. I'm going to stay here for a few more breaths, getting a really good stretch here. And again, relax into this. Don't hold on to this tension here. Really relax and release into this area. So to come out of this stretch, pull in your core, bend your knee into your chest and get your back onto the mat from the top down to the bottom. So you never arch your back. I brought my right knee up and now my left leg is back in line with the hip. So now I'm going to bring my right foot up while I've got the left foot in the band, drop my left foot down in line with the left hip, and I'm now going to stretch my right leg. So holding on to the band, one end in each hand, and my leg is straight above the right hip, using this band to encourage the leg up. Keeping my foot flexed, watching my wrist alignment, so the heel towards the ceiling, toes towards my body. And remember that each side might be different, so you might not take it as far or you might bring it a little bit further. But with the left foot on the mat, make sure you're not rolling onto the outside edge, so keep the big toe down, keep the foot soft and flat. And reach away through the heel, getting a nice stretch to the back of my knee. So this is stretch number 1. Stretch number 2 is turning the sole of the foot in from the outside of the ankle. And I'm now getting a stretch on the outside of my right shin. And elbows down, shoulders relaxed. Keep the face soft. Keep your breathing soft. Just relax into this. Keeping my left knee in line, so always thinking about my posture, my alignment. So then stretch number 3, I'm going to take both ends of the band into my right hand. I'm stretching my right foot, point my right foot and take the leg out to the side, relax the left knee out as well. Turn my right leg out from the top of the thigh, really point, watch my wrist alignment on the right side and get a nice stretch on the inside of my right thigh, also a slight stretch on the inside of the left as well. I'm going to close my eyes and relax into this, get a nice stretch. So at the end of the day, these are great to do, even if you're tired. You just have to lie down and get your band and you can just chill out for a few minutes. So to come out of this stretch, I'm going to bend my knees slightly, pull in my core until my leg is back above my right hip, and then I straighten it again, flex it, and now I'm taking the band into my left hand, the opposite hand to the leg I'm stretching, and I'm going to bring my right leg across the body, keeping straight behind the knee and keeping that right hip down to begin with, and just taking this leg across as much as I can. And this is really strong, so just relax into this at a level that you can relax into it. Use your breath. Watch your wrist alignment on the left hand, left arm. And then this is stretch number 4. So take it into stretch number 5. I'm going to relax my left knee out to the side. I'm going to bring my right leg over. My right shoulder is staying on the mat and relaxed. And I've now got a fantastic stretch in my right hip, going up into my right lower back, all the way through the back of my right leg. So again, this stretch, if that was too far, you can just bring it to here, or just whatever level you that side of your body allows. And let's close our eyes and relax into this for a few breaths. If I want to bring it a bit further, I bring that leg up towards my shoulder, but keeping my wrist alignment in the left hand and keeping my right shoulder relaxed on the mat. And these stretches are suitable for everybody. So a couple more breaths here, just feeling that stretch release. And then to come back to the center, bend your knee into your chest, pull in your core, get your back onto the mat, come back to the center and take your band away. And those are the leg stretches. And 5 of those, remember, do those on both sides, even if it's one side that's feeling tighter. I've just done one stretch on each side, but ideally do each side twice. And if you've got a really tight stretch, then do that at least 3 times.